This is it, your final chance to get in. So far, across 4 episodes, we've got 4 players qualifying for the finals, them being Claire, BC, Samster, and Mark. We will find one more through the regular means, and then we will also find our 3 wildcard players to complete the lineup of our final 8 players. Are you going to be one of them? And good evening to you all to this Wednesday evening quiz night. It is episode 5 of our Duel Season 5 tournament, your final chance to get in to the finals proper. We have 4 duels to play out in total, 1 warm-up, 3 main duels. We'll find 4 players to attempt their way through the regular means, and only one of those will get through to be in a guaranteed position, and then we'll look at all of the deal score that you've earned across those 5 episodes in the audience side of things, and whoever is in the top 3 of those that has yet to qualify already through the regular means, they will take the wild card positions. As it currently stands on the leaderboard, Mark, Samster, BC, Claire, they're already guaranteed through. Everyone that's highlighted in the dark purple there, they have already had a chance in the hot seat. Everybody else that has not been shaded in a specific colour, then it means you haven't had a chance in the hot seat yet. It could be your chance tonight. We will have 4 of you to take in the hot seat positions for tonight's duels. But it may not be through that means that you get through to the finals. As I say, there's still the duel score to consider. As it currently stands, Mark is our leader on duel score on 1,186. Quite an insurmountable lead, potentially. But we'll see, because Shapes is doing incredibly well with a 1,077 duel score. They have had an attempt in the hot seats, but unfortunately did not play out for them. But they are currently in position number 1 to take one of the wild card positions. Samster and BC, they are through, but even though they are through, their final deal score at the end of this episode will determine the final seeding order for our final 8 players. So it's still in their best interest to play as well as they can to try and bump up their advantage for the seeding process. In terms of second and third place, going into the wildcard positions, we've got Toot with 901 deal score. And then in third place, well, interesting, because we've got AJB and Dalton currently tied on deal score, 890 deal score apiece across their best 5 performances plus whatever they earn guaranteed in warm-up. So if it does have to come to a tiebreaker in those situations, we then extend the search parameters to your top 6, then your top 7, and if we can't break the tie, then yeah, then my God, how have we got to this situation? But yeah, we just keep extending the search parameters for those players in order to break those ties. But as I say, there's guaranteed. There is guaranteed duel score from the warm-up games that may help differentiate that anyway, and we'll see. Ultimate tiebreaker, sudden death question, yet another one. But also in the mix, Tipster, K-Jarves, all very, very close. Like they're within 6 duel score within each other there. AB Meek still within the shout there. Arden Vets, Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz. I'd say that's still in with a shot. Colo and Prugs, potentially so. You could earn like 200 duel score off of one particular duel. And if you have already got 100 as sort of one of your best, that means you're going to improve your score over by 100, plus all the warm-up points you could be getting. So there's still a chance for pretty much anyone in the first column, probably even people in the second column, still have a potential chance. And of course, there's the opportunity of getting through on the hot seat. So even if this is your first duel tonight, playing in the warm-up game, you could still get through to the finals proper if you manage to qualify and get into the episode heat and go through that route. So everyone still has a chance to get in right now. Once we play the warm-up, then it starts becoming more about the duel score. But the warm-up duel still makes a very critical difference here at the moment. I won't go over the rules of duel right now, but I will quickly summarise the qualifying process, as it were, right now. Here is how the tournament qualifying procedure works in Duel. In each qualifier episode, a short warm-up game is played with only 5 questions, and players start with 5 chips and 1 minute of thinking time. The top 4 players from this warm-up game will then go forward into that episode's heat, where the overall winner of the heat will earn a guaranteed spot into the finals. Additionally, throughout the qualifiers, all players earn duel score based on performance in each game, which is earned through getting correct answers, surviving questions that other players get eliminated on, surviving questions pressured by accelerators, having chips remaining at the end of a game, and also being in the top 20% of survivors based on remaining thinking time. Your best 5 games from across the heats will count towards your total, and the top 3 players by duel score who have yet to qualify for the finals will take the last 3 wildcard positions. So even if you don't find success in the centre stage, just a few strong performances could still get you into the finals. Hundreds of numbers, exactly. So yes, everyone still has a chance to get into the finals from tonight's performance alone. Quick summary again of the finalist situation. Claire, BC, Sepster and Mark are guaranteed through right now. We will find one more guaranteed spot, and there are 3 wildcards still to find as well. Could be you. You could be filling one of those 4 remaining slots in tonight's episode. We will see how it all goes. But to start, we will need to play the warm-up out. Remember, you must register to play in the warm-up game. Scorecount has provided the link for you there in chat. Do log into the Duel website with your Twitch account first, and then register to play. Hit that register button in order to register to play. And then once we are ready to play the game out proper, the play button will become active. I'll let you know when that happens. Then you'll be able to take it. Then you'll be taken over to the game screen proper to play out this duel for tonight. How are we doing, folks? It really is the critical episode tonight in Duel Season 5, and then we get into the real meaty part of the finals, and oh my god, we've got lots of questions to prepare. So yeah, we've got a lot of questions to prepare for the finals week, which happens next week on the Wednesday and the Friday stream. So you've got Duel from me for this episode and the next 2 episodes, because I'm not here on Friday. So you're going to have Duel overload. But once it is done, then we come back to regular quiz night programming. But I hope you are looking forward to seeing how this all plays out in the Duel. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all plays out, because there's so much that could still happen, and there's only 3 duel plus warm-up left to go for it, for the qualifying part at the very least, and then we get into the actual duels. My god. Actual final duels where prize is basically on the line on every particular duel. That's kind of incredible. Right, give you your last few moments to get in. I will start at 1:15 prompt, so you've got 3 minutes until that does happen. And then I'll activate the duel out proper. Also, a reminder, I will be doing a Genius Game watch-along at the end of the stream as well, whenever that happens to be. Episode 4 of Genius Game, because that's now happening just once a week. But I'm also aware there's other things going on this week, because Eurovision is a thing that's happening this week. That happened with the semi-final 1 yesterday, and semi-final 2 is going to be tomorrow. And then the final is on the Saturday. Yeah, I didn't catch the semi-final 1 live, because I was at rehearsal with band, but I did catch up on bits and bobs of it, just sort of seeking through and just trying to listen to songs I have not heard before, which pretty much all of them I haven't heard of any of them at all. I did adore the Kraftwerk kind of Belgium version. Maybe not necessarily the singing, but the staging of that and the camera angles. They were an absolute choice, and I'm here for it. Those choices that they made were absolutely amazing. Yeah, just a shame they didn't get through to qualify. But there was some phenomenal camera work and staging on that particular one. Robbed. I would agree. But there was a lot of upset from that particular thing as well. Puzzle Dan, hello.
Something snap in 1-2. Where are you? Up in Spaceman. That was Dan Eurovision mashup. Yeah,
something like that. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Puzzle Dan. Appreciate that. But yeah, and then of course they've got the 3-box qualifying format now, where they just bring up 3 random countries each time, and then one of them gets to qualify in each particular occasion. But the others are not eliminated yet. Which is like, okay, I get it. I get what they're trying to do, trying to put direct focus on 3 countries ish, but also. Yeah, I get why people are confused as to why, it's done like that. I think the suggestion I made to Score in one of the chats was just the obvious thing of, well, if they are not eliminated after doing the 3-box thing, just have a visual of those 2 remaining boxes going back into the stack of the other countries. So it doesn't look like they've been eliminated yet. And then everyone's happy. It's just a simple little visual transition between the 3-box and the not 3-box, and that solves all the problems, I would say. But anyway.
The big 5-0. And remember, the answer is always D except when it's A, or C, or B, but usually D.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you for the big 5-0, David. Appreciate the 50 months of resub. And remember, yes, the answer is always D, except when it's A, or C, or B. But it's usually D, and definitely not third option. The answer is J. Right. I said I was going to start quarter past prompt, and that has now just ticked over. So I'm going to load into the game proper. I'm now going to activate the game on the website as well. It's your last chance now to register for play. I have now activated. You can now refresh your screens, press F5, and you should now have the big play button that you'll be able to join the server on, join the game on right now, as it were, over on the server there. There you all are, loaded into the game. So, again, the warm-up. 5 questions. Each of you have 5 chips to play with. 1 minute on your individual clocks. You will not see how anybody else has played out until we get to the end of the warm-up proper.
60 seconds. 5 chips. 5 questions. For the final time tonight, let's qualify.
It's almost like that was exactly what I was going to say, Matt, or pretty much words to that effect. But thank you for the 100 bits either way. And the hype train has started. And a partridge in a pear tree. No, it's not. We've got half a year yet, Lingo, until we get to Quizmas 2025. But anyway, we'll get thinking to that. But yes, 5 questions is all you got to play out for, and those 5 chips, make them count. If you all are ready, then I think it's time for me to press the magic button if the game wants to let me do it. And let's duel. Wish you all the best of luck, and here comes question 1. I'm not going to read the answers, but which of these rhymes with go? I'm not going to read the answers. That's for you to do in your head. Which of these rhymes with go? That there is time. They all do if you say them wrong, but by the official pronunciation in most dictionaries, I would agree that they do have specific ways of saying these. Let's go through the list here. So let's go through the list. Well, I've just given you that one for free. Yeah, D, you say, is through. Doesn't rhyme with go, doesn't have the same sound to it. So through does not rhyme with go. Option C, that's a plough, ploughing a field and that. That's a plough. That doesn't really rhyme with go, does it? Plough, go. The vowel sound's a bit off there. Option A there, I will say I haven't really seen this one written down much like this. I would pronounce that as chuff, I think it is. Chuff for option A. Double F sound definitely does not sound like go. No, the correct answer is option B. It's furlough, a very frequent word used in the UK at the very least during the pandemic when many people were on furlough. Used extensively during the COVID-19 pandemic as some national governments chose to furlough workers so that they didn't become unemployed. So yeah, furlough, option B, that rhymes with go. The other three do not. The chuff, the plough and the through. Thanks English language for having lots of different pronunciations for O-U-G-H. Oh god, here we go.
Shorty got a furlough, lock, 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 lock.
Lock, 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 lock. Exactly. Thank you for the text-to-speech for showing just how terrible the English language is. Good old example of goatee. Pronounce it as fish. Yeah, there's reasons as to why that's read like that, but I think that's a bit too extensive. Anyway, 1 down, 4 to go. If you're all ready, here comes question 2. If the literal-minded Amelia Bedelia was tasked with teaching us about the birds and the bees, which of her friends would she be least likely to ask for help? Olivia the ornithologist, Alice the apiologist, Ingrid the ichthyologist, or Melanie the melitologist? Melitologist, there you go. Olivia the ornithologist, Alice the apiologist, Ingrid the ichthyologist, or Melanie the melitologist? Which would she be least likely to ask for help in this situation? Now there is time. Think you got the gist of this one, says K-Jarves. And Ralph says, what are birds? We just don't know. Well, I mean, one of them is indeed talking about the birds. That one would be Olivia the ornithologist, I do believe. Yes, an ornithologist is one that studies birds, so would be very useful in learning about the birds and the bees from Olivia. Alice the apiologist. Yeah, apiology is generally considered a subdivision of another ology, and is specifically focused on honeybees and their relationship with the environment. So, yeah, if you're talking about the birds and the bees, apiologist would also be someone you would talk to. Melanie the melitologist. Yeah, that's the subdivision bit we're talking about. Apiology is a subdivision of melitology. Talking about bees, not specifically honeybees, and the relationship with the environment, but melitologist studies bees. The one that does not belong is Ingrid the ichthyologist there on option C. Speaking of goatee fish, yeah, I may have given you a bit of an extra hint there without realising it, but yes, an ichthyologist studies fish, not the birds or the bees, so it would be least likely to help in this situation. Okay, 2 questions down. Let's move on then to question 3. Which of these rappers' stage names contains a single letter at the end or whatever in the name, to closest to the end of the alphabet. Eric Lynn Wright, Carlton Douglas Ridenauer, Sean Corey Carter, or Tracy Lauren Marrow. Which of these rappers' stage names contains a single letter as part of their name closest to the end of the alphabet? Eric Lynn Wright, Carlton Douglas Ridenauer, Sean Corey Carter, or Tracy Lauren Marrow? And there is time. I would be easily chipping this one if I was playing, because, well, I'm very much not in the world of rappers anyway. I enjoy different parts of music. Not to say that rapping isn't music. It absolutely is. It's just its own art form, and I'm just not much of a fan of it myself, that's all. But yeah, these are all they all have stage names with some letter in their name, but we're looking for the one furthest to the end of the alphabet. Eric Lynn Wright on option A. He is also known as Eazy-E from NWA, so E in the alphabet. Tracy Lauren Marrow, that there is Ice-T, so letter T. Carlton Douglas Ridenauer, that's Chuck D from Public Enemy. Sean Corey Carter, that is J-Z, or Z if you're here in the UK. That's the furthest over in the alphabet, isn't it? Option C, Sean Corey Carter, was the correct answer there. Yes, J-Z for Sean Corey Carter was what you need to go for there. That sounded like it was a little bit of a backpedal only because I realised that the way I was expressing it, someone could mis-extrapolate it as me saying I think that rap is a lower form of music when it absolutely isn't. It's just something I'm not a particular fan of, that's all. And yes, I am backpedaling again. Dig. But yes, option C, Sean Corey Carter was the correct answer there. Right, we've got 2 more questions left in this warm-up. How are you doing out there? Are you in a good place to potentially take one of the hot seat places or centre stage places for tonight's centre duels? Well, we'll find out. Let's move on to question 4. What vexillological term best describes the arrangement of the 3 vertical bands with a wider centre band that feature on the national flag of Canada? Canadian Saltier, Canadian Pale, Canadian Canton, Canadian Fess. Not those darned flags. Yeah, indeed. Ooh, Canadian question, I know. The inspiration for this one, because I did write this question for filling in. Inspiration for this came from watching a CGP Grey video. Of course it did. So yeah, I was watching some CGP Grey videos about vexillology and flags and stuff like that, and I think talking about the Canadian provinces actually, and relating it to the national flag of Canada as well. So that's where I actually got with all this. Only one of these actually exists. The other 3, they're not really termed as such. Is the reason it is Canadian blank is because the Canadian flag was the first to make that a design term essentially in the vexillological world. Fun with Flag starring me, yeah, something like that. I'm not a Bunny B directly, Ralph, because he actually unlocked the Canadian flags episode as of last Christmas, I believe. He seems to be unlocking some of the member videos every once in a while. So yeah, I'm not a Bunny Bee myself. But get yourself an apiologist, yeah, indeed. It all comes around, hexagons, bestagons, etc. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. The correct answer, the thing that does feature on the Canadian flag, is known as the Canadian Pale. That was what we were looking for there. Yes, the Canadian Pale describes a centre band of white that covers half the length of the flag, and then there's 2 outer bands of quarter length in red. The Saltire, that's a cross which features prominently on the Scottish and Jamaican national flags. The Fess, or its full name Spanish Fess, is the arrangement of the red and yellow horizontal bands on the Spanish flag. And the Canton, or Canton, is the hoist side upper quadrant of the flag. Examples of usage of the Canton would be in the use of the Union flag in the Canton of the Australian national flag instead. So yeah, Canton is sort of the top left square. Yeah, a bit like how the USA has their stars in there, yeah, and a bit like how Australia has the Union flag inside of itself like that. But the Pale, that is for the vertical bands. Fess is your horizontal bands. Well then, if you survived that vexing question, and we got one more in this warm-up. Let's see how you do. This is question 5. Which of these scientific statements is not true? There are dark rings around Uranus. Uranus has winds up to 560 miles per hour. Uranus is blue due to the methane. A probe won't photo Uranus until 2053. Damn it. I know where we're going with that. Which of these scientific statements is not true? Yeah, I was hoping to avoid pronouncing it the right way in all 4 of them, but I messed up on the last one, didn't I? So yes, there are dark rings around Uranus. And Uranus has winds up to 560 miles per hour, and Uranus is blue due to the methane, and a probe won't photo Uranus until 2053. 3 of those statements are correct, but one of them is not. We are playing a bit of a reduced version of Decipher in 1,000 Heartbeats here. Only 4 options to pick from, one of which is not true. This just in, NASA sends probe to Uranus. People everywhere giggle. Yes, indeed. Well, actually, they already did. Because that was the answer. Option D, a probe won't photo Uranus until 2053 because they already have. Yeah, a photograph was taken by Voyager 2 all the way back in 1986 as it passed on its way towards Neptune. The atmosphere is mostly hydrogen and helium, but a small amount of methane gives it its signature blue colour. And the fierce winds blow against the direction of rotation at the equator, but in the same direction at the poles. And yes, the planet also has 9 inner grey rings and 2 outer rings. So the option D there was incorrect because it has already happened all the way back then. And well done to 9 players surviving all the way to the end of that warm-up. That is actually the greatest number we've had on any warm-up in this tournament. So congratulations on surviving that far. Now, it's time to crunch the numbers on this and find out who it is that is actually going to be making their way into the centre stage if my website wants to run. There we go. Thank you very much, website. Let's bring on the overlay. Let's bring on the results and see who has survived the duel and if they can enter into the centre stage. Oh, many can potentially here. So, well done to Inca, Woollyback, Clive, Matt, BC, Conradlac, Hex, Flyboy, and Vertigo for surviving all the way to the end. Let's have a look to see who has already played. Woollyback. Not already played in the centre stage, so you're going to get the first invite here, I think. Clive, you have not played in the centre stage yet. You will get an invite. Matt, you have not played in the centre stage. You will get an invite. BC's already qualified, so has already played in the centre stage. Conradlac, you have not played in the centre stage. You will get an invite, I believe. So, Woollyback, Clive, Matt, and Conradlac, I believe it is. Score if you want to confirm for me if that's the right 4 names to be calling up here. Inca, we are deferring there because Inca is not playing for tournament play, hence why they are greyed out right now. But yeah, Woollyback, Clive, Matt, and Conradlac, I believe, are going to be our 4 players in tonight's mini tournament. Oh, are they tied though? Oh, well, that actually gets a bit more interesting then. Ha! Are they tied? Let's have a look. Well, there's time difference. Well, is it though? Is it time difference, or is it because they're in less than 20 seconds? That's a good question. Yeah, Vertigo, I know you've already played. Yeah, we'll need to have a look. Yeah, Wooly and Clive are definitely in, though first and second don't play against each other. It's first and fourth. So, Clive, you're going to be in the second duel this evening, so sit tight for a bit, but we'll be asking for you to play in a little bit. Woollyback, you'll definitely be in the first duel, so you may want to get yourself into the green room proper. But yeah, we'll need to quickly check then on third and fourth at this point in time. I think Matt's also in the mix as well as potential tying here. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look at the notes. Actually, excuse me. I'm going to quickly hop down with score, actually. Let me quickly hop down with score and see what he's saying. Or is Tip going with score? We'll let that be. Yeah, we're just sort of working back on what we've got defined as the rules, Matt, just to make sure we're above board on this front. Because I actually can't remember exactly the rule set we have written out in terms of the order from the warm-up game. So, yeah, I'll let score ponder that one there for a bit. I can jump in a moment if we're going to have a bit of a discussion on it. But yeah, it will look like it's going to go down to as far as... going to be down as far as Hex on this list. The leaderboard order is correct. So in which case then it is going to be Woollyback, Clive, Matt and Conradlac then as our four players. Yeah, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine score. Once we're getting into the the nitty gritty of things, we need to make sure we're getting it right. So when there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 theoretical 7-way tie, and only 2 places can fill that. Yeah, we need to make sure we get it right, and we do have it right. Exactly. So it will be then for first duel tonight, Woollyback playing off against Conradlac. And then the second duel later on will be Clive playing off against Matt the Ref. So that, I believe, should be it. Okay, in which case then, I will unload back to title screen and get ourselves sorted out. Hard luck there, Hex. You were so close to getting into the hot seat. But, that said, you must have done very well in that deal, so gotten a good amount of deal score out of it. If you do 3 more deals, much like that, with a really strong performance, you could get through on a wildcard position. So not all hope is lost just yet. Definitely want to play these next few duels out regardless. In which case, let me configure our duel. So it was Woollyback and Conradlac, yes? I need to get the name spelling correctly of Conradlac. Like that. Woollyback, spelled like that. Oh, double O, double L, that would help. Registration mode. That is active now. So, you can now register to play for the first of our duels tonight. FIVA, Fiverr. No, not the website. Go to my website, not that website, and register to play in the audience for this first duel and try and earn as much duel score as you can. There's now only three duels left to do it in. Try and get as much as you can. Remember, your top 5 performances count towards your grand total. So you need to be bettering any previous duels that you've already scored in. Wonga! Oh my god, Envirophone. That's envirophone.co.uk. Oh my god, Envirophone. That's a callback. Anyway, I can now close that down and we can get ourselves ready for later on. But let me configure the other duel. That's going to be Clive of Legend playing against Matt _ the _ ref. Update. So that's updated but not live yet. Cool, fantastic. And you can confirm the race for those 3 spots has gotten tighter. Well, yeah, we're going to try and hide away that information as much as possible so that you can't go pre-predicting ahead of us. But we will be revealing the information at the end of the stream to find out who our final qualifying players are by duel score. But what about Uranus? I have no idea. Right. Our players are currently being sound checked in the green room, and once I get the okay from Tipster, then we should be able to get into our first proper duel tonight. You showed the lady Wonga from the Big Breakfast and she loved it. Chess clock Jenga with step ladders. Fantastic. Oh my god. Chess clock anything apparently is pretty good, isn't it? Chess clock anything, you know, chess clock quiz. I mean, let's beat the chasers in a nutshell, isn't it? There are other variations of that, but, you know, chess clock quiz, always good. Chess clock chess, yes. Chess clock Jenga, yes. Just yes. It was so good, it was worth being late to work for, he says. Life's too short, it really is. Chess clock Magic the Gathering, however, and then... I'm being beat by my boyfriend, and I'm not sure why. He lied. The chess clock rule. Anything can be improved via the inclusion of... Now, actually, no. I probably will have to backpedal, get my vowels in the right order there. Disembowel myself. I'll have to backpedal and say, I can't improve everything with a chess clock, I would imagine, but most things can. Most things can be improved with a chess clock. For example, duel would not work with a chess clock. It'd be very strange. We are good to go, says Tip. Thank you very much for that. In which case, then, let's load in to our first duel tonight. It will be Conradlac playing off against Woollyback. Let's load it all up. Welcome, Woollyback. Welcome, Conradlac, to the centre stage for this episode of Duel. Woollyback, we need to stop meeting on these terms. You're really getting into all these games, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Do you know, I right at the beginning when I was, before I was kind of an established member of the community, let's say, I would see the same names cropping up time and time again. And I thought, oh, flipping out. No, I still stand a chance. And I now realise there's probably people out there looking at me in exactly the same way.
Well, here's the thing, though, because I think this will be the first time that you've gotten through direct merit rather than just RNG being RNG. So it's a slightly different metric this time that we have to quantify it on, because you did incredibly well in that deal there. What was the most expensive question in that warm-up there for you?
Oh, come on. I mean, you from what you've known of me of answering questions, and I'm thinking of particularly Pex or Shadowmane will know this, it was going to be the rapper one, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that was yeah. I mean, that's going to be the same for me as well, Woollyback. As I mentioned on stream, I probably would have four-chipped that question entirely if I was in that situation.
Well, I did three.
Oh, you kept one back. All right, doing a bit of chip economy there. Well, it did work out for you. You did have chip lead by the end there. How do you reckon your chances then here against Conradlac?
Right. Okay. To say I'm nervous is actually quite understating it. I'm sure Conradlac has no need to be too nervous about it, because my problem is where I've done well, and obviously on previous appearances, have always been in games that have been slower paced.
Yeah.
Quick fire stuff was never my thing. And I think that's the only thing I'm worried about, apart from the fact that some of the questions are going to be not my kind of thing at all, and I'll just have to waste all my chips in guessing it. But that's the thing, really. I've never been one for the sort of quick fire stuff.
Well, that's the thing with Duel, is that there is a legitimate strategy in taking your time. Obviously, the accelerators are there to counteract that, but you've got 3 minutes of thinking time in the main game, so you can use that at your leisure if you wish to do so. And you may also, by doing that, may also sort of bait out some accelerators from your opponent as well. It is a legitimate strategy we've seen happen before. So yeah, not so much a rush in this game as before, but locking in earlier does give you more pressing advantage with the accelerators. So yeah, there's swings and roundabouts in all of this, but I wish you the best of luck here, Woollyback, and hope you get through. But facing off against you, we do have Con Ranlack. Good evening, Con Ranlack. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, very good indeed, and well done on getting into the centre stage, though through the slimmest of margins from the sound of things. Goodness me, it was tight at the end there. But it was you tied up with. Let me have a quick look again at the game. Tied up alongside Hex and Matt, and Clive was sort of in there, but with a chip advantage, so worked out. Yeah, just getting through. Congratulations on that front. What was the hardest question in that set for you?
The Vexillology one. The flag one.
The Canadian Pale. Yes, that one. Yeah, it was an interesting one.
Yeah,
I imagine
up until
you put 2 on that one. Okay. I suspected quite a few may have been stumped by that one there. Maybe mixing it up with the Fest, because that was the Spanish version, which is the horizontal version of it. But no, well done for surviving that, and you're through here into the centre stage. How do you reckon your chances then against Woollyback?
I have no idea. I just wish him best of luck, and I hope I do good.
Hope you do good. Well, that's all we need to ask you here, is do as best as you can. I wish you the best of luck here in the centre stage. Right, I'm going to go to the website. I'm going to activate the game now. So you should now be able to go to the website and refresh, press F5, and go to the play screen proper. And while you find your way to that, I'll quickly summarise, as always, that our players have 10 chips. They've got 3 minutes on their individual thinking clocks, and they also have those 2 accelerators that can come into play. Remember, you must lock down your chips first before you can decide to play an accelerator afterwards. And if you do so, you'll be pressing your opponent and anybody else in the audience into locking their answers down within 7 seconds of time. So, is a big pressing advantage, and we have seen it pay off on many, many occasions. And also, we've seen some duels without them played at all. So, we'll see how this duel goes. Woollyback, are you ready to play?
As ready as I ever will be.
Oh, hang on, Matt, yes?
You have been pressed.
Okay, yes.
You have 7 seconds max.
Thank you for the 100 bits there. Yes, you have been pressed. You have 7 seconds max. Not yet, but when somebody decides to press an accelerator, you will be. Con Ranlack, are you ready to play?
As ready as I'm going to be.
All right, then. In which case, wish you 2 the best of luck, and everyone in the audience as well. Let's duel. Good luck. Here comes question number 1. Which fast food company gained over 13 million views for its topical 2-word social media post on the 8th of May 2025? Is it KFC, Popeyes, Wingstop, or Chick-fil-A? So lock in from Woollyback. And lock in from Con Ranlack. Let's take the game audio down ever so slightly. I think it's a bit too loud right now. Woollyback, how many chips do you think Conradlax played?
Oh, I'll bet you he only did one. I reckon he knows this.
You reckon he knows this? Conradlax, how many chips did you think Woollyback played then?
Probably one. I assume.
Probably one, you assume. Well, I hate to say this, but this duel is over on question one.
Both wrong.
Well, no.
Oh my
Someone
God.
has to be right. You've covered all the answers, but only once on each side. We are done on question one of this duel. Conrad, you've covered everything apart from Popeyes. Why did you cover everything other than Popeyes?
I have no idea. I'm so lost on this question. I don't follow social media very much at all.
You didn't want to cover all of them at all?
Least relevant. Yeah, I was trying to save chips.
Trying to save chips. Woollyback, why did you go with B, Popeyes?
Is this? I think this is the one in reference to the new Pope. And one said Popeyes, and the other said Pope no, and different words no.
Oh, is this to do with, you're saying to do with the Pope announcement? Is that what you're going with?
Yes. Yes.
Well, if you're right in that thinking on option B, then you are through to the episode final on question one of this duel. If the answer is A, C or D, KFC, Wingstop or Chick-fil-A, then Conradlac, you are through to the episode final of this from this question one. Either way, it's a one question duel. It's a bit of a shock to me, but it is how duel happens sometimes, folks. The correct answer is it's B, Popeyes. And just like that, this duel is over.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That was quick.
Then let's pop up.
I have now officially seen it all. I've now officially seen it all when it comes to duel. I never thought this day would ever come on stream like this, but wow. I'm lost for words as a host, which is kind of terrible to have. But hey, just means we just leave questions 2 through X on our stack completely untouched. We only need to update one question. Conradlac, I mean, you're trying to play for the chip economy there by not covering Popeyes. It ended up with the end of your duel here. How do you feel?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't follow social media at all, so it was just a guess, and I guessed wrong.
Yeah, it is to do with the Pope announcements. The post on X/Twitter simply read Pope yes. Literally a rearrangement of the name Popeyes. He just put a space in between Pope and yes. That was it. And that got over 13 million views.
It is kind of funny that I covered everything but that.
It's kind of crazy that was the one you left out clear. But I mean, if you couldn't put two and two together as to what was happening on the day, and you don't know what the social media stuff was about, then yeah, there you go. It's hard. It really is hard luck to see it happen go that way. But that is duel. But I hope you had fun playing Conradlac.
Yeah. Now I can relax.
Now you can relax. Well, I mean, you can still play in the audience in deals 2 and 3 tonight, and you might be able to get through on deal score. That is your final chance of getting into the finals. I wish you can get that way. We'll see how that goes. Woollyback. Did you expect to get through on question number 1?
Shall we start with did I expect to get through? because I wasn't even thinking I was going to get through. I certainly didn't think I was going to get through on the first question. But I mean, it just felt lucky, obviously, going to an Anglo church just served me well there.
But yeah, knowing a bit of that, it's going to help you. And you were one chip confident, and you placed the chip on the right answer. That's all you needed to do, and your opponent just failed to cover that answer. That was how it all happened. Just a sheer fluke, more than anything, I would say, out of this entire scenario. Sheer fluke, but that's how it goes. Does mean you will be facing off against either Clive or Matt in the episode final in a bit. Who would you rather face, Woollyback?
Flipping heck. I mean, they're obviously both very good players to have got this far. So all I can do is face whoever ends up winning. Good luck to both of you. I'm hoping it will be a slightly more gripping round than this one.
Well, you never know. They might disappoint us even more and get the first question wrong entirely and have to go to sudden death, because that would then literally be everything that I've ever seen in the world of Duel if that were to happen, and I don't want that to happen at all. Jesus Christ! But hey, you have qualified, Woollyback. We will see you in a bit to face off against either Clive or Matt, depending on who wins from that duel. Thank you, Conrad, for playing. Woollyback, we'll see you in a bit. Take care, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
See you shortly.
Bye-bye.
Indeed. Bye-bye. Oh, my God. What happened there?
Asher, finite things can happen, I suppose.
Yeah, it's certainly true, Puzzlezad, that a finite number of things can certainly happen. You're very, very true on that point there, Puzzlezad. Thank you for the 100 bits. Let's just have a quick nosy at who survived that question. All but 5 survived the question. Arden and Samson didn't even get to question 1. They must have entered late. Tipster, Zeus, and Hex did get eliminated on question number 1. Tipster and Zeus went with a 1-chip answer. Hex with a 2-chip answer, but did not survive. Everybody else, though, did survive the question. But not anyone with full confidence other than Inca, Shapes, and Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz. They're the only 3 players that 1-chipped that particular question. Everybody else put 2 or more on the opening question in the stack there. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Well, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. But congratulations to Inca, Shapes, and Can't Quiz, Won't Quiz. You're going to get the lion's share of the duel score there from that 1-question duel. Mark hasn't entered. He's not on this list right now, so his first place might not be as secure as it currently is. We will be tracking that as we go along. But as it currently stands, we will see how it all goes. Right, well, with that, we have made up time in the schedule. Wow. I really was not expecting a 1-question duel, but, it happens. It absolutely happens. Hate to see it happen, but it does happen. Let's open up the next duel for registration. FIVB is the room code for our second duel tonight. It is supposed to be due to start at 20 past, I think it is, but I don't mind about playing that earlier on if all of our players are ready for that. What if the second game is just as dramatic? I mean, it could be completely the other way. We could be going to like 15 questions or something crazy like that. You never know. It's just the way duel plays out. Sometimes you see crazy stuff like that happen. Let me have a quick catch up with chat to see what people are saying about all of that. Just got here. Was that question 1? Yes, it was. And you're just thinking about Louisiana Fast. Okay. Aren't the ones that aren't KFC all in the US? I think nope. Popeyes is definitely over here. There's at least a couple branches in Manchester. There's definitely one in Sheffield that's currently in Meadowhall. There's certainly one in Peterborough area as well. So yeah, Popeyes has definitely made its way over to the UK. Wingstop is also over here now, yeah. Popeyes do American biscuits. Yeah, so yeah, I kind of like American biscuits myself, but I guess that's the American in me talking about that, like American biscuits and what they would call gravy. I actually kind of like that. Come at me, bro. And then there's Chick-fil-A. That's a thing. Yeah, Chick-fil-A is definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. Big swings on the leaderboard. Well, we'll keep that information secret until the end, Tip. Absolutely. Darby has things. Things and stuff. Yeah, indeed. Eurovision's dress rehearsals only up to the 7th song. Somehow we might be finishing ahead of time of Eurovision. But we'll see. Someone get the emergency repeats of Blue Planet ready. No, we won't do that. Okay, from the sounds of things, our players are about ready to go. What you missed, Mai, was a one-question duel. Yes, it has now officially happened. We got ourselves a one-question duel. You have a Popeyes and a Wendy's. Yes, so do we do. Yeah, we have in Sheffield. We've got a Popeyes and a Wendy's. Yeah. You miss Little Chef? Who misses Little Chef? Surely not for the quality of the food. Maybe for the nostalgia factor, but certainly not for the quality of the food. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Nostalgia factor. Fair enough. Nostalgia, sure, but quality of food, not so. Right, our players are ready to go then for duel number 2. So let me get myself loaded up for that and bring in our players for duel 2. They are, of course, Clive and Matt. Oh.
Why?
Hang on. That just made a noise. Probably because it's got the wrong room code in. Yes, it got the wrong room code in. Let's go back again. I was like, why does it make that noise? Because it got the wrong room code in the room code field. Let me update the room code field to be the correct room code. There we go. Back pedal. No, it's fine. This is why we've got, why we've got time baked in the schedule. Let's load it up again. That's better. No bong this time. I kind of want to do that intro again because it looks like you're playing on the finish line there, Clive, with your avatar moving like that. Good evening, Clive. Good evening, Matt, and welcome to the centre stage. How are we doing, Clive? How are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Yeah, doing very well indeed, and welcome to the centre stage proper. Congratulations on your performance in the warm-up there. 2nd place of all the players there that could qualify. What was the toughest question in your perspective there from the warm-up?
I mean, the rap one, I couldn't remember even the obvious one that I should have known, so I couldn't rule anything out, so I had to take one off and pray I was lucky.
Oh, so you were doing a bit of chip economy as well, and yeah, it did play out in your favour in that case there. How do you reckon your chances against Matt in this duel?
I think, yes, we both finished with 1 chip. It should be a pretty nice, even duel. Hopefully nice and quick, but hopefully nice and even.
Hopefully nice and quick, but hopefully not as quick as a one-question duel. I really don't want that to happen again, but we'll see how it goes. But Clive, I do wish you the best of luck. And over on the other side of the table, Matt, good evening to you. How are you doing?
Help!
You'll be fine, Matt. You'll be fine. But welcome on in, and congratulations on getting into the centre stage there from the warm-up. It was very tightly contested there with those single chippers remaining at the end of question 5. Which was your tricksy question there from the warm-up set?
Mine was the ones about the birds and the bees.
Oh, the theologists.
Yes, theologists. I knew that ornithologist was birds. So I thought, right, take that one off.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just go from there. I think a couple or 2 chipped it and somehow made it to the final question with 1 chip left.
Well, hey, you managed to get through, and absolutely, and you're here in the centre stage right now. Just need a bit of luck to do. The chip in the chair, that's all you need in this game. Matt, how do you reckon your chances then against Clive?
As his name suggests, he is a legend in this community and a exceptionally strong quizzer. Me, if I was putting chips down on who will make it through to the semi-final, I'm probably putting all 10 chips on Clive, because I don't think I've got a chance unless we have any RTFQs or bad luck.
You say anything can happen in the world of Duel. We've just had the one question happen. All it takes is a bit of fortune your way and misfortune the other way, and literally other things can happen. So, so long as
I've been around long enough to see pretty much everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wish you the best of luck. Wish Clive the best of luck. Wish everybody in the audience the best of luck as well in this duel. I'm just going to activate the game proper now, so you can now refresh, press F5, and join in the game proper. Go to the game table, whatever you need to do. And a quick review, as usual, 10 chips, 3 minutes, and those 2 accelerators, though, we didn't see any of the time really being used. We didn't see any of the accelerators being used, and we didn't really see any of the chips being used in that previous duel. But hey, that's life sometimes, folks. Clive, are you ready to play?
Yes, I am.
Matt, are you ready to play?
All ready to play. Clive, best of luck, mate.
You too.
Okay, in which case then, let's duel. Good luck. Here comes question number 1. On a QWERTY keyboard, which of the following keys is not on the home row? WASD. On a QWERTY keyboard, which of the following keys is not in the home row? Accelerator being played, but then locking down half a second after. I do like it. I think that's the first proper accelerator bait we've had of this season. Was it an accelerator bait, Matt?
I'm not saying.
Oh! It's poker facing it as well. Oh! Love it. All right. Well, let's see. Did it actually do the damage? Clive, do you think it did the damage?
No. I just wanted to use one before the duel was over. I never do.
All right, let's drop the screen. Both of you have single chipped here, going on a W, not A. W, gone for the letter W, option A. Confusing, I know. Clive, why do you go with W?
Well, because it's up there, isn't it?
Because it's up there, isn't it? What, an ASD aren't up there, is what you're saying?
No, they're down there.
They're down there, right, okay, yeah. Correct answer! Yeah, it is indeed option A, W. Most modern QWERTY keyboards these days, unless you've got super fancy ones where you customize them and they're not there, the home row actually has some tactile feedback on 2 of the letters. I think it's the F and J, is it? That marks your home row as where your hand is supposed to sit, is the home row, and then you move up and down with your fingers to get to all of the keys. And that is why it's called home row, I suppose.
AW root
Didn't know
beer.
that.
E and W root beer, not quite there, G-Items, but thank you for the 100 bits. I suppose you could have easily just worked this out as a, which is not on the same row as the others. If you don't know what the home row is, which is not the same row, and that would still have worked. But yeah, F and J have tactile bumps on them for you to land your index fingers on, potentially, or whichever finger it's supposed to be. I might be weird in typing, but either way. Both players getting that right with a single chip. We are through question number 1 of this duel, and we've seen an accelerator played as well. So congrats, Matt. Clive, you got your wish in there. Right, let's move on to question number 2. Which of the following is not a fictional detective? Reverend Warnock, Father Brown, Sister Boniface, Brother Cadfael. Matt's in and accelerating. Burning through the accelerators at a rapid pace. Matt,
Yes.
do you think it's done the damage over on Clive's side?
I think it might have done.
Clive, what do you think Matt's done here?
I think he's probably put on 3 of them.
Put on 3 of them. Strike the screen and see what's happened. He's put 4 down, actually, so all 4 answers have been covered.
Okay.
He is guaranteed safe through. The agreements you got are obviously A and D. Clive, why did you go with A and D?
Well, I'm pretty confident it's not Father Brown, unless it turns out that's an autobiography. Boniface, I wavered on, and I think I probably would have put a chip there if I'd had more time to think about it. I just got worried about using one this early.
All right. Well, if the answer is B, Father Brown, or C, Sister Boniface, then Matt, you've won this duel on question number 2. The answer is A, Reverend Warnock, or D, Brother Cadfael. Then we continue on into uncharted territory tonight, into question number 3. Correct answer is... It is option A, Reverend Warnock. Reverend Warnock is the junior U.S. Senator for Georgia, which means that even though he's not a fictional detective, he's still working in an area with a suspiciously high crime rate per capita. Thanks, Dogfish. All the other 3 there are fictional detectives. I couldn't tell you much about them, but they are indeed. Vertigo, those going to give you some information. Cadfael, played by Terrence Hardiman, who was the demon headmaster in his childhood. Yes, Reverend Warnock was the correct answer there. Congratulations, you're still through there. Obviously, with Clive losing 1 chip, Matt losing 3 chips. So as it currently stands, it is 9 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Plays 7 with 2 minutes and 43 seconds. And you've both used accelerators as well. You've got 1 apiece remaining. Main character, though, Derek Jacobi, from the sound of things, whereas Terrence Hardiman is probably in there somewhere. Anyway, we will continue on. Moving on to question number 3, which is the following. Which of these settlements was a part of the Mississippian culture? Machu Picchu, Cahokia, Chichen Itza, Tenochtitlan. Which of these settlements was a part of the Mississippian culture? Got a lock in from Matt. And there goes Clive. Was that a bit of accelerator baiting there from your side, Clive?
No, it was just feeling like I was confident what 2 of them were part of, but then wondering if that was like a subset of Mississippian culture, and not wanting to take too much of a chance.
Okay, so a bit of hesitation maybe. Matt, how many chips do you think Clive's played?
I think he's played at least 2.
At least 2. Well, let's drop the screen. He played exactly 2. And Matt, you have played 3 chips. You've covered all but Machu Picchu. Why did you go with all but Machu Picchu there, Matt?
Could be flawed logic, but isn't... I just don't think it's Machu Picchu. I can't remember my thinking now. Is it that sort of area in Peru or something like that? I don't know. I don't think it's Machu Picchu.
Don't think it's Machu Picchu, okay.
No.
Clive, you didn't cover that, but you also didn't cover Chichen Itza either. Why did you go with Cahokia and Tenochtitlan?
Well, Machu Picchu, definitely Incan. Chichen Itza, couldn't remember if that was Incan or Mayan or... It was one of those 3 for sure. Tenochtitlan, I don't pronounce it, sorry. I think is also one of those 3, but I just, like I said, I got scared about what Mississippian was. So I put the one I haven't heard of and another one that's I think is more northerly, possibly.
Okay. Well, If it is B or D, we do continue on. If it's C, Chichen Itza, then Matt wins this duel. If the answer is A, Machu Picchu, then we will go to sudden death to determine our winner.
Have we had that yet this week, Ash? 'Cause I've missed a few streams.
This week, well, this is the first stream of duel this week.
No. I mean, like, this series.
Oh, we've had sudden death. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've definitely had sudden death happen in season 5. Correct answer is it is B.
Yes, it is.
Cahokia. Yeah, so the other three, Chichen Itza, that's Mayan. Tenochtitlan, there's Aztec. Machu Picchu were Incan, so they're all in the south of the Americas.
Yeah, the Inca Trail.
Whereas Cahokia, that is in the Americas. I couldn't tell you which part of the North Americas, but it is lying on the Mississippi, therefore part of the Mississippian culture. So well done on covering B, Cahokia, both through the question there. You do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Situation as it currently stands, Clive, you're on 8 chips, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Matt, you're down to 5 chips, 2 minutes and 28 seconds. So Clive has a 3-chip advantage right now. How are you feeling, Clive? Clive? Hello?
Nope.
Uh-oh. Oh. I wonder if he's actually doing this at work and he's now having to do work things right now.
This could be awkward.
I suspect that might be what's happening right now. And hence why he said it was probably good that he would be doing that. He was in his car. Yeah, I suspect that's probably what's happening right now.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I thought I'd have a lot more time to get home.
My apologies. Are you all good to play right now, Clive, or you also want to delay it a little bit?
I am. I tried to plug it in to charge it, and the phone went, the car went, your phone is mine now, and stole everything.
Mine! All right.
I'm so sorry for the delay.
Hey, no worries at all. Just want to make sure everything is safe and everything. We're not, doing this on the move or whatever. Anyway, let's continue on. You are parked. Good. That's good to hear. Let's continue on then to question number 4 of this duel. Hopefully the website's okay on your side there, Clive. If it is, it should be able to just refresh and it should be fine. But question number 4 is this. The plot of the novel Gadsby revolves around which fictional city? Is it Branton Hills, East Cogbend, Fort Burnchase, accelerator from Clive, or is it Punton Springs? Accelerator from Clive's side. What do you think, Clive? How many chips are on the table?
I think there's a total of 5 on the table, right? Hopefully.
A total of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, how many chips do you think are on the table?
I think less than 5.
Fewer than 5 chips. You're right. There are only 3 chips across the table here. So, Clive has played a single chip on A, Branton Hills. Matt, you have covered Branton Hills and East Cogbend. Clive, why did you go with Branton Hills?
Well, Gadsby famously is one of those novels that's written without using the letter E, and that's the only one without an E in it, so it has to be that.
Oh.
Pop attention if I could.
How are you feeling for that there, Matt?
A considerable degree of relief.
Were those 2 chips placed by random by any chance?
No, I had a feeling it was Branton Hills. And then I thought, right, which of these have I not heard of? Hadn't heard of D, hadn't heard of C. Something in the back of my head was thinking, possibly East Cogbend, so okay, process of elimination, and then Clive hit the accelerator. So, okay, then I'll just go with the one that I'm fairly sure of, and the one that I'm second fairly sure of. But yeah, I think the fact that you've said, Clive, that you've gone Branton Hills, and also the little factoid about the letter E gives me a considerable amount of relief.
Well, if he is right with that factual information, this duel continues on. If he's not, though, then it will either be a victory to you on B or a sudden death for you both to play out on C or D. The correct answer is... It is A, Branton Hills. Absolutely right, yes. The novel by Ernest Vincent Wright, which means he couldn't really possibly have put his name on the book, although he technically does. The novel is known as a lipogram, in this case notable for not using the letter E, is in the entirety of Gadsby. Well done on the information there. Branton Hills, that one, does not have the letter E in. The other clearly do, so couldn't possibly be in that novel there. For me, this duel continues on. Matt loses yet another chip to the void, so he's getting into that sketchy territory, whereas Clive still holds on to a commanding advantage. 8 chips, plays 4 chips, though Matt does also have potential pressure advantage with that 1 accelerator remaining in play. Clive has now expired both accelerators on his side of the table. Matt, what's the situation feeling like on your side then?
So squeaky bum time, but as you say, he can't pressure me. So I've got the time.
Exactly,
but
yes, we do definitely have time.
But this is potentially the last question where I can cover all 4.
Absolutely.
So, and I say, because he's got 8 chips, it's like, right, where can I do the chip economy? But as we saw in the previous duel, chip economy can be fatal.
Can absolutely be fatal, yes indeed. Well, that's going to be something you'll have to ponder on. Obviously, you now have the thinking time and your own leisure now to make that happen. Let's continue on. Oh, hang on, before I do so, got a 2-year resub from Sunny Cat.
Happy 2 years and happy Eurovision week.
Happy Eurovision week to you too as well, Sunny Cat. Thank you for the 2-year resub. Do appreciate that, and I hope you're doing well this evening. Welcome on into this very critical duel episode. Okay. Next question coming up is question number 5, which is this. With its name forming wordplay on the word antenna in its native language, in which country is Ant1 the oldest continuously running privately owned television network? Romania, Serbia, Turkey, or Greece? With its name forming wordplay on the word antenna, Clive is locked in its native language. In which country is Ant1 the oldest continuously running privately owned television network?
Bloody hell.
Well, you've got the time if you wish to use it.
Yeah. But it's the chips as well.
Very much so.
And of course, you use the time, you won't have it later.
Also true as well.
Go on. Lock in. All 4. Why not? I want to go home now.
There he goes.
There you go.
See, this is the banter I love to see in Duel. I do love to see the banter. Oni! Because I know you wrote this question. I'll ask you the question in chat. How many chips do you think are on the table, Oni? I like doing this every once in a while. Just go completely off the wall.
Why not? That's the fun of it.
Oni says Matt's done 4. What about Clive? What do you think about Clive? Clive has also done 4, though he said gas instead of has. I can read. Clive Gas also done 4. So you're saying that there are 8 chips on the table. Let's drop the screen and see if you're right. You're absolutely right. There are exactly 8 chips on the table, so you are both absolutely through the question at the expense of 3 chips apiece, which means, well, Matt, you will be left in 1 chip territory after this question.
Chip in a chair. Chip in a chair.
Chip in a chair, you will still be in this game, but it's going to be very, very difficult in your situation. Matt, not see any clue on this one?
I can't see an in. So I was thinking about whether or not to take a chip off of Romania,
Okay.
but I just couldn't get it. And to be fair, Clive, very gentlemanly, very politely asked me to put all 4 chips down. So I thought I would kindly oblige.
Clive, you also covered everything. Could not rule any of them out?
I don't know the linguistics well enough to have figured out what one would be in any of those languages.
Okay.
It rang a slight bell as the name of a station. I thought maybe Greek, but no confidence there. So all 4, as you see.
Not enough confidence to go a single chip, but well, maybe you should have done.
Ooh.
Answer was indeed Greece. Yeah, antenna. If you just look at the end there, enna, that there is Greek for the number 1. So antenna. That's how they get their name. Antenna is literally known as antenna rather than Ant1. The name is derived from the Greek word for 1 being enna, hence it is pronounced as antenna. Whilst Mega launched a month before Ant1, both in late 1989, due to financial disputes, Mega shut its channel in 2018 before being bought out and then relaunched in 2020. But antenna, Ant1, antenna is what we're looking for there. Enna, A, under my umbrella, says AB Me. Thank you for that. Well then, both through the question, but it's a very interesting landscape currently being shown here. Clive can cover all the answers and still have extra change afterwards. Matt definitely does not have that luxury, but has the luxury of an accelerator to maybe force a situation to occur in sudden death. Clive, how are you feeling? Are you feeling pretty comfortable right now?
Yeah, I wish I'd saved those chips, but the peace of mind, it was worth the 3, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why those chips are there in this game, is the peace of mind. Matt, you have the chip, you have the chair. Can you keep a hold of that chair?
Chip. I could have had a second chip if I hadn't gone Romania, but
yeah,
I just didn't know. And I'd have absolutely kicked myself if the answer had been Romania. And I'd have gone, yeah, I'd have been irritated. But that accelerator, that's
still quite critical. Yeah, if you find a home question in a moment, you could force the advantage and swing it completely the other way around, bringing Clive to maybe to 2 chips remaining, and then suddenly the game is blown wide open. Well, we will continue on. Next question, question number 6, is the following. If the UK was included with the 50 US states, where would the UK rank in terms of highest GDP per capita? First, 17th, 34th, or 51st? Matt's going to try and push an advantage while he can. Because, of course, he can only cover one answer. It's just whether or not he feels confident in his single answer. Matt, do you feel confident in your single answer?
Not a bloody clue. I've just gone for a hit and hope on this, and let's see what happens. If by some miracle on 34th, oh shit, shouldn't have said that.
Well, thank you for the reveal there so early on. But that's only half the tale, because we of course knew you could only cover one, so giving that information out, it's not too much. How do you think Clive's put down though?
Either he's Sorry. Clive, I'm hoping he's put at least 3 down.
At least 3 down.
At least 3 to give me a chance.
Well, it'll bring him down to, 3 chips remaining if he does survive the question.
Or he's gone the complete opposite to what I've put, in which case we get a resolution. But yeah, I don't know.
Very true, yeah. If he's left off the 34th and put 3 chips down, then we will have an end of duel guaranteed. Let's have a look to see what the situation is. Let's drop the screen. Close. He did put 3 chips down, but you have both agreed on the 34th. Clive has also covered the 1st and the 17th, so neither of you has covered the 51st state in this situation. We'll go to you, Clive. Why did you cover all but the 51st?
Yeah, not a Scooby. Figured it wasn't likely to be 51st, and Matt would probably think the same, so I could save a chip, and worst case scenario would go to sudden death. Happy that was right.
Matt, what's your thinking on 34th then?
I just thought there's no way it would be the 1st. I thought 51st was perhaps a bit too low, so it's pretty much a coin toss between 17 and 34.
Somewhere middling ground is where you're going.
Middling ground, yeah.
Well, the situation is, if the answer is C34th, then this duel continues on, and you bring the deficit down a little. It'll be 3 chips plays 1. If the answer is A first or B 17th, then Clive, you have won this duel. However, if the answer is D the 51st, then we will go to sudden death to determine our victor. I will tell you, for a bit of tension, Matt, it's not C. You press the button there. It is not C, the 34th. So you can't survive to the next question in this situation. You must now hope that we go to sudden death if the answer is D, 51st.
It's a little bit unsporting to hope Clive's got it wrong, but...
That's the game! What are you talking about?
The correct answer is...
Oh
for
my
God's sake.
God.
It's the 51st state.
Oh wow.
We go to sudden death to determine the victor of this duel. So, let me go through the numbers on this one. Yeah, according to the latest 2024 estimate available, Mississippi is the least productive US state of them all at $53,061 of GDP, that being per head, of course, gross domestic product per capita. The most recent World Bank estimate for the UK as a whole has a GDP per capita of $49,464 and so would place them in 51st in the list. Yeah, we don't... When it comes to, making money and that, we don't make anywhere near as much money as people in the States do, but also we don't have to spend a great deal on actually living. Let's put it that way. We still pay a lot in taxes and things like that, but we don't pay nearly as much as the States do in actually living. So, yes?
I just did a complete bloody RTFQ on that, because I thought highest GDP per capita, I thought that was related to every country in the world, so I've completely goofed that up.
Oh,
but
no,
not
yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have gone
States.
51st in any case, though. Yeah. That's fine.
So, as it stands then, neither of you covered the correct answer, and means we will be going to sudden death to determine absolutely everything.
Oh.
Okay, So, quick summary of how sudden death works. You now both have 4 chips and 1 minute of thinking time, and accelerators are now removed from play. You will now play 1 question to determine the game. The question will come up. You will then put down your answers and lock them down. Once that has happened, we will then resolve the question, and we will grade you in the following criteria. First of all, if you got it right or not. You can only get through if you give me a correct answer. If one player gets it right, one player gets it wrong, whoever gets it right, they win the duel. If you both get it right, then we go to the number of chips that you used to get there. Whoever used the fewer amount of chips, they will advance through. However, if you both use the same amount of chips to get to the correct answer, then we will go down to time to determine who wins. Whoever locked in quicker, they will be the one to advance. And if somehow you both locked in on exactly the same amount of time, down to the nearest millisecond, then everyone loses their collective marbles and we have to do a do-over or something crazy like that. We haven't seen it happen before, but stranger things have happened in Duel, so anything could potentially happen. Clive, you happy with the rules?
Let's do it.
Matt, are you happy with the rules?
All good and clear. Let's go.
And in the case that both get wrong, then we just do another sudden death question, everything reset again. Okay. To determine the winner of this duel, here is your sudden death question, which would have been question number 7. Which of these pieces of music begins with a tritone that uses the devil's interval? Toxic by Britney Spears, Matt's locked in. The Simpsons theme by Danny Elfman. Happy by Pharrell Williams. Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. Clive is locked in. So as it currently stands, by time metric alone, though of course that's the third order metric, Matt will be winning. Matt, how many chips do you think Clive has played?
Considering I lock quickly, the tactics tend to be use 1 or 2 chips if you're the second one to lock in. I think he may have gone 2.
You think he may have gone 2?
Yeah.
Clive, how many chips do you think Matt has played here?
Fast as he is, I'm thinking he might have put down 1 and just hoped.
Chip in a chair and hope for the best.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, you're both wrong. It's a very interesting situation we see here because Matt has played fewer chips, so we'll win on that metric, but there is one answer up here that means Clive will win. There is also one answer here, it means we go to another sudden death question. So we have 3 outcomes from this question. Clive, you did cover A, B or C, but you'll only win in the eventuality that it is B. What's your confidence level on that?
No confidence at all. I'm not up on music theory. I don't know what that is. I thought probably the most discordant of the 3 was Toxic, so maybe that'd be the devil's interval, but it was a pure guess.
Pure guess. Matt, you cover Toxic and Happy, and you'll win in either of those cases. What's your confidence level on it being A or C?
Nato, I just thought, right, get a couple of chips down quickly and try to beat Clive on both time and chips.
Well, you have certainly done that metric, but you need to meet metric number 1 first and get it right. If the answer is A or C, both of you got it right, but Matt will win due to fewest chips locked in. If the answer is B, then Clive wins because only Clive covered it. The answer is D. then we will do a second sudden death question. Something we haven't seen for a very long time. The correct answer is... It's B! The Simpsons theme by Danny Elfman! And Clive clinches it!
Never has there been a less deserved victory.
Absolutely phenomenal. Threading the needle on that final question there. David J in chat saying, which one starts with a tritone? Yeah, the Simpsons. That tritone, that's the devil's interval, the augmented fourth or diminished fifth, depending on your outlook on life. Thank you, Bill Bailey joke. Yeah. That's just very tritony and very devil's interval. The others might have a bit of tritonality about it, but definitely at the beginning of the music, Simpsons theme has that in absolute buckets and spades. And Clive, you managed to cover the correct answer, and you are through to the final in tonight's duel. How do you feel, Clive?
I'm mostly thinking about the $20 of frozen goods I'm about to have to replace.
Oh, goodness
I'm
me.
thrilled and shocked.
Thrilled and shocked, kind of crazy, but
Well played.
This is duel in a nutshell. Well played indeed. Matt, I mean, you definitely went for a legitimate strategy, going with fewest chips and least amount of time used, but unfortunately did leave you exposed there on option B and failed to cover it in the end. Means that's the end of your game. How do you feel, Matt?
I am gutted to say it's my first proper duel game in 6 years. But I am seriously proud that I managed to push Clive this hard because, as I said at the start, he is a phenomenal quizzer. Mm-hmm. And the fact I've pushed him all the way to a sudden death question, I can be happy with this.
Really, really incredible to just swing the favour over entirely on that one question, and then just unfortunately miss out at the end there. But just an amazing gameplay there, Matt, and congratulations goes over to Clive. We will see you playing in the final duel in just a bit. Matt, I hope you had fun though. Yeah, great fun. As I say, it's rare to get into the hot seat, even rarer for duel. But as I was saying, I am obviously very genuine with this one. Ash, it is always a pleasure and a privilege to come into the hot seat, and thank you very much. Clive, congratulations, mate. Best of luck in the final.
Thank you. Well played.
Thank you very much, Matt, for playing in the studio there. Enjoy the rest of your week. And Clive, just sit tight because, you'll have your final opponent in here in just a minute's time. Let me close that question out proper and just quickly go over what we've got on the audience side of things, how they did. Let's find out. So, no one has the dash, means people got eliminated before we got there from the sounds of things. Although question 7 was our final one, so no one actually survived that final question as a sudden death question proper. So everything happened before then. Lots of players got eliminated on question number 6. Jesus Christ. Yeah. We only had question 7s there, Brand New Halo and Hex, the only two that legitimately got through to the sudden death question from the sounds of things. Congratulations to you two. That does mean then, if you legitimately got to that question, you would have gotten a lot of deal score there from a lot of players getting eliminated, including our hot seat players as well. So may have done big favours for you to try to get through on the wildcard spots. We've got one more deal yet to play out for those dual score wildcard positions, so definitely make it count. But yeah, must look absolute bloodbath on question 6 there. Loads getting eliminated. Biggest upset being Cola Colo, who still had 7 chips in hand, getting eliminated on question number 6. Wow, that is how duel goes sometimes, folks. Right. Let's unload that. Let's go back to the title screen. And need to activate our final duel. which I've actually already activated, and people have already noticed, which is good. Thank you, people, for noticing on the website. FIVC, that's the room code for our final duel tonight. And then once this game has played out, we will then have another qualifying player through regular means. Either Clive or Woollyback, one of those two will be our final qualified position in the main form. And then we'll find 3 wildcard positions to fill as well. We'll break all of that down with score at the end of this duel. And sit tight, because you could still be in amongst the mix there in the top 3 of those duel scores that have yet to qualify through the normal means. Oh, wow. Really seeing all of it happen in tonight's episode. 1 question duels, sudden death, potential upset. 51st state question, clearly a bigger killer than we were all expecting. Yeah, absolute killer question that. But, you know, it happens sometimes. Watch the duel, it's going to move. Thank you, Tipster, for the information. So I have heard that Woollyback is ready to go. So it is time for the final duel in tonight's stream. The final duel in the qualifying phase of Duel Season 5. It is Clive playing against Woollyback for a spot, guaranteed spot, in the finals. Who is it going to be? Let's find out. Slightly different routes to get here, but you've gotten here nonetheless. Woollyback after a 1-question duel. Clive surviving a sudden death question. Welcome to you two back to the centre stage for this episode final for another guaranteed spot into the true finals of this tournament. Woollyback, what were you sort of feeling watching that duel from the sidelines? How did you do with those questions?
If last night is anything to go by, anything
well, I
can
certainly got
happen.
the sudden death one. And apologies to Tipster, because I did force upon him a sample of my singing.
Oh, you were singing The Simpsons, were you?
Yes.
Oh, don't worry, I did it on stream as well, so everyone was being wonderfully serenaded by my dulcet tones as well. Well, you got the sudden death question then, but how about the other questions in the stack there? Were they any better for you?
I can't remember them now. Yeah, some of them were okay. I mean, it's when you get to this sort of stage, it's the luck of the draw, isn't it?
It can be a bit of the luck of the draw with the kind of questions that come up, but you never know. How do you reckon your chances against Clive then?
Well, he obviously played very well on that last one, and as I believe he does a lot of the time. So I could be in for a tough one here.
Could be indeed, but anything can happen. We nearly saw it happen with Matt there, nearly taking it over, but alas, the sudden death did not go his way. But wish you the best of luck, Woollyback. See what happens. Clive back again on the other side of the table this time. How do you reckon your chances against Woollyback here?
From previous experience, I sort of get the feeling our areas of expertise don't overlap. So this could be quite interesting.
Could be quite interesting, yeah. Very different knowledge overlaps, so where one might find favour, one might not, but hopefully all things out in the wash against all of the different categories that could come up here. Well, I wish you two the best of luck in this duel proper. Let me refresh the game screen on the website there. You now should be able to go over to the gameplay screen proper. Game is now live, and again, final summary for those watching along. Each of our players have 10 chips. Of course, they've got those 3 minutes of thinking time and 2 accelerators, which of course we saw all those accelerators being played in that previous edition, and some of them were incredibly critical. Woollyback, are you ready to play?
As ready as I ever will be.
Clive, are you ready to play?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, indeed. Let's duel. Good luck. Here comes question number 1. Speaking of Eurovision, which of these Eurovision competing countries might be better suited for an Oceania Vision competition, since it's in Oceania and not Europe? France, Italy, Germany, or Australia? Yeah, we kind of had to get this in on this week, didn't we? Let's drop the screen and see what's happened. Both of you gone with a single chip on D, Australia. Clive, you happy with that?
Where it is, isn't it?
It's where it is, isn't it? Yeah, correct answer. Yeah, it's where it is, isn't it? Yeah, Australia. It's in Oceania. Well, they may not necessarily like it being described as Oceania, but that's where it is. It is. So yeah, Oceania Vision, if it existed, Australia it would be. But they're part of Eurovision, even though they're not part of Europe. Somehow that works. Either way, don't care. They compete well. They compete well. So far, nothing really changing there. Let's move on to question number 2. In the film Knives Out and sequels, who plays Detective Benoit Blanc? Daniel Craig, Roger Moore, Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan. Clive's already in. And Wally Back is in. Clive, do you think he's one chip to this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been kind of unavoidable for the last few years.
Let's drop the screen. He has actually hesitated a bit, gone with 2 chips instead. A and D, Woollyback has gone for here. Why did you cover A and D?
Because it sounded recent. I've never heard of it before. It sounded recent though, so I knew it wasn't going to be the other 2.
Knew it was going to be the other 2. Clive, why did you go with Daniel Craig and only Daniel Craig?
I loved the first film, disappointed by the second, but I have seen both, so it's definitely Mr. Craig.
It's definitely Daniel Craig. Correct answer. Absolutely is Daniel Craig with an absolutely fantastic accent, it must be said. Yeah, Knives Out, definitely a great film. Glass Onion, it's a thing. It exists. But hey, both getting it right. Woollyback losing a chip there down to 9. Clive is still on the full complement of 10. Not much else to say about that. Let's continue on. Question number 3 of this duel is the following. Which of these sports people would you most likely see appearing in the Netflix documentary series Drive to Survive? Tom Brady, Sebastian Ogier, Tiger Woods, or Max Verstappen? We've got a lock-in from Woollyback and a lock-in from Clive. And 100 bits from Matt.
Oh, now this sort of question comes up.
Oh, now this sort of question comes up, says Matt. Maybe a signal there of where we're actually going here, because Matt piped up with the bits there. Thank you for the 100 bits. Clive, how do you think Woollyback's put down?
Probably 1, maybe 2 if he was also worried about the sneaky swerve pun.
I have no idea what sneaky pun you may be thinking of there. Let's drop the screen. Single chip on Woollyback's side with D, Max Verstappen. Clive, you did cover C, Tiger Woods, and D, Max Verstappen. Clive, why did you go with C and D?
If it turned out that it was going to be a golf drive and I went out on that, I would have been furious for the rest of the week, so I wasn't taking a chance.
Wasn't taking a chance. Well, what about Sebastian Ogier? Because, well, he's a driver.
Is he? I've never heard of the man.
He is a driver, yeah. He's in Rally. And off-maligned motorsport out there, but yeah, he is there. And Tom Brady may be involved in certain drives in American football as well. So they all have a legitimacy to the term drive here, some more than others maybe. Woollyback, why did you go with D, Max Verstappen?
Well, by that very same logic about driving. Obviously, totally forgot about the meaning of the word in golf, didn't I?
Nah, be fine. To be fair, rally is arguably the purest form of motorsport, says Dalton. Well, correct answer in this case was indeed Max Verstappen. Yeah, Drive to Survive is a documentary series covering the sport of, say it with me folks, Formula One. Woo. Max Verstappen is current World Drivers' Champion in the 2024 season. Well, there you go. Of course you needed to know that. But yeah, Sebastian Ogier, is a rally driver, not part of the Drive to Survive series. Tiger Woods, there was a drive pun there. And Tom Brady, American football is about as tenuous as I could get to drives being part of American football. And 100 bits of Tadaru.
Verstappen very frequently passes Gasly.
Yeah, very, very frequently. Yeah, thank you for the 100 bits of Tadaru. Glad it wasn't the least, says Naughty Golf. That would have been really, really awful. Get it in the bin, says I can't complain anymore now, can I? But yeah, Max Verstappen was the correct answer there. As it currently stands, then, both tied on chips, 9 apiece. Not much else to say. The times are going to be pretty much level as well. 2 minutes and 44 for Woollyback there, and 2 minutes and 45 for Clive. So it's still a very, very tight game. Let's continue on. Question number 4 of this duel is the following: which of these people was not a member of the first triumvirate of Rome? Augustus, Crassus, Caesar, Pompey. We're going to lock in from Woollyback. Which of these people was not a member of the first triumvirate of Rome? And lock in from Clive. Woollyback, how many do you think Clive has played here?
I'd say 2 at the most.
Say 2 at the most. Clive, how many do you think Woollyback's played?
Pretty quick lock in. I'm going to say 2, probably 1 actually.
2, maybe 1. Start the screen. He did put 2 down, but Clive put 3 down there, Woollyback. A, B, and C on Clive's side, A and C on Woollyback's side. Neither of you have decided to cover Pompey, and apparently play at Pompey and up Pompeii is all being said in chat right now. Clive, why did you do everything but Pompey?
I thought it was probably A or C, one of the emperors, but I got anxious. It's not a strong area. I don't want to go out early.
Don't want to go out early, so a bit of insurance chip play there while you still have the chips in hand. Woollyback, A and C is what you played there. Why did you go with those 2?
Now, of course, I could be completely wrong on this one, because old as I am, I don't remember the Roman Empire. Now, I seem to think that Augustus and Caesar were both later emperors. Again, I could be wrong. I probably am. But let's see.
Well, hopefully you're at least right on one of them, because if you're wrong on both of them, then there's the chance that Clive wins here. If the answer is B, Crassus, then Clive does win this duel. If the answer is A or C, we do continue on in regular play. But if it's D, Pompey, then we decide who gets through to the finals on a sudden death question. Which we did see before with A, B, and BC. But will it happen again? Correct answer is... the answer is A, Augustus. Yeah, Augustus, Julius Caesar's posthumously adopted son, was one of the members of the second triumvirate when he was called Julius Caesar. For the sake of simplicity, historians just call him Octavian around that time, but either way, he was not a member of the first triumvirate. And their score count with the copy pasta. Yes, Caesar wasn't an emperor, unless you mean Augustus, who was called Caesar at the time. But the guy that we call Caesar wasn't, and the first triumvirate wasn't the empire, it was the Roman Republic. History is difficult at times. But correct answer was A, Augustus. Both of you getting that right, though Woollyback only losing 1 chip and Clive losing 2 chips in that exchange means Woollyback now has a 1-chip lead. 8 plays 7. Woollyback, how are you feeling with a slight advantage here?
Well, I mean, harking back to previous questions on previous quizzes, I could do with a hot toddy now.
Now, unfortunately, we can't provide such delicacies at the table here because there's expensive electronics and everything. We can't have liquids on the table right now. But you're feeling like you want a bit of comfort though, a comfort drink or something.
Yeah, I've got a slight nose in front, but that can be totally change. So no chicken counting for me just yet. Absolutely.
Well, we shall move on. Next question coming up. Question number 5 of this duel. Have a look at this. I could buy a Polestar 2 for £45,000, but we'll get it for free if I roll a 6 on 1 throw of a standard die. What's the EV of this EV? Is it £32,500, £35,500, £37,500, or £40,000? Woollyback's in and accelerating. And Clive is in. Getting ourselves a wonderful maths question in here. Woollyback, do you think the accelerator did the damage?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, let's. I hope so.
Clive, how do you think Woollyback's played here?
It's either 1 or 4. Either it turns out he knows his math, or he's as stumped as I am, and I suspect it's probably 1.
Let's stop the screen and see what's happened. There are 8 chips on the table. Both of you have covered everything. So you're both through no matter what, though. You're both losing 3 chips apiece. Woollyback, no clues at all on this one?
On the question, to be honest.
What was that again? Say that again, sorry.
Do you understand the question?
I don't even understand the question. Well, I can certainly talk about it in a moment. But there is some information in there. Clive, can you work out what we're going for here?
Not something I've ever bothered to learn. I'm flipped.
Fair enough. Well, obviously it doesn't matter for you here in the centre stage. You're both through no matter what. The correct answer, for what it's worth, if it wants to reveal the answer, there we go, is option C, £37,500. So what we're looking at here, EV, that means expected value. So we're looking at what is the expected value of this EV, the electric vehicle. So that's basically where the question started, was that funny sentence, and we worked backwards from there. Obviously the standard value of the car is 45,000, but in one of those 6 scenarios the value of the car is exactly 0. So if you do the maths of that, it's sort of like 5/6 of the chance it's going to be 45,000. So 5/6 times by 45,000 plus 1/6 multiplied by 0, because that would be the expected value in the 1/6 chance. So the overall value is essentially 5/6 of the 45,000 overall value. So yeah, EV is 37,500, all the math told on that. And if you want some more information about Polestar, yeah, it has its operational HQ in Sweden and is partly owned by Volvo. Its majority stakeholder is Chinese billionaire Li Shufu. Well, there you go. There's some extra factual information for you. But yeah, EV of the EV was 37,500. And I imagine that information is just going to go whoop, straight over the head and not to be considered ever again. Clive, how are you feeling right now?
I mean, annoyingly, that's a calculation I started doing, but I wasn't confident, and I was probably going to cover at least 1 or 2 more. So the accelerator was really well played.
Really well played. As it currently stands, then, Woollyback's got 5 chips remaining, did use that accelerator. Clive, you're down to 4 chips. You do have both accelerators still in hand, but you can only cover all of the answers exactly once. Woollyback still has a little bit of coverage there, plus a little bit extra. All right, next up, question number 6 of this duel is the following. Pieces such as the Grasshopper and Knight Rider are commonly seen in puzzles for what chess variant? Dragon chess, troll chess, gnome chess, fairy chess. Woollyback's in, and a second accelerator. Really pushing the advantage. Really pushing the advantage here. Woollyback, do you think it's done the damage? Do you think he has put all 4 of his chips down?
Well, let's hope so.
Clive, what do you think Woollyback's done here?
I suspect it may be another all 4 situation, at least I can hope.
Another 4 situation we can hope. Start the screen and see what's happened. Well, he hasn't used all 4 chips, he's only used 2. He's used A and B, Dragon Chess and Troll Chess. Clive, you've covered all but Troll Chess, trying to keep at least 1 chip back with a bit of chip economy there. Clive, why did you go with all but Troll?
It was one of those ones where I looked at each of the answers. I went, oh, that's familiar. And I looked at the next one, that's familiar too. And all the way down. At the difficulty level we're currently at, if it's going to go up from this, I thought I had no chance with a single chip, so I may as well try and conserve one and hope I get it.
Okay. Woollyback, you only put 2 chips down. You went with Dragon and Troll. Why did you go with Dragon and Troll?
Because the other 2 just didn't sound right. And although I am a bit of a chess player myself, it is more the conventional. In fact, it's always the conventional one. So I actually don't know. I'm just hoping that completely give this one up.
Well, there are 3 situations on the table right now. If the answer is A, Dragon Chess, we do continue 1. Woollyback, you will have 4 chips in hand. Clive, you will have 2 chips in hand. If the answer is B, Troll Chess, then Woollyback, you are the winner of this duel, and you will advance through to the duel finals. The answer is C, Gnome Chess, or D, Fairy Chess, then Clive, you are the winner of this duel, and you will advance through to the duel finals. I can tell you that A, Dragon Chess, is a wrong answer. Means we do have a winner on this question. If it's B, it's Woollyback. If it's C or D, it's Clive. Who is taking the final guaranteed position through into the duel finals? It's D, Fairy Chess Clive!
Oh my god!
You are the winner, and you take the final guaranteed position into the duel finals. Clive, how do you feel?
I've been at the end of my rope for most of this duel. That's ridiculous. Really well played from Woollyback. He deserves to be at the final just as much. I hope he can get there from the score.
He has done incredibly well. We'll see if he has done enough on the dual score in a bit. But Clive, you have taken one of the guaranteed positions. We will be seeing you in the finals, and also means you have already gained yourself a £5 prize for just getting yourself into the finals as well. Though it could be getting up to as much as £100 if you can beat the overall champion. What do you reckon your chances at being the champion then, Clive? You've still got the likes of Sapster or Claire or BC or Mark to face currently. Could be 3 other names as well you're facing off in the beginning rounds. What do you reckon your chances?
0%.
0%? Really?
Against that, this is the first duel I've won in ages. I usually screw them up so badly. Like, not a chance. I will have a great time, and I promise to be doing it from home, but it's not happening.
I mean, let's put it this way. You've gotten through here with a bit of luck, certainly from the sudden death question, and maybe a bit of luck here from your chip economy trying to hold one back, and you did hold the right one back. So you never know. You might have a bit of luck in the finals as well against an opponent and pull off an upset maybe. But we will see how it all goes when we get to those finals. You will be involved in a duel on the Wednesday at some point. I don't know which one it will be yet. We will get to that when we talk to score in a little bit. But congratulations on getting through to the finals. Wooly back, just missing out there, leaving off the gnome and the fairy chest there. How do you feel?
That was a mistake on my part. Yeah, of course it was. But you know, that's what I was up against. And I don't know how to put this, really. Obviously, I needed to keep as much back as I could because I knew the calibre of opponent I was against. And I can't argue with that. I cannot argue with that. Clive, you have done excellently there. And, you know, I was beaten fair and square by a superior opponent. And I can say nothing more than that, apart from good luck. Carrying on.
Thank you very much.
I mean, you were absolutely pushing your advantage there, Woolly Back. You had chip advantage and still wanted to be even stronger on the chips there by only playing 2. So you were playing the strategic game absolutely, especially with Accelerator. Just unfortunately did not come off the way you wanted it to. But maybe with some of that aggressive play earlier on, you've gotten yourself some good duel score and maybe getting yourself through the wildcard route instead. We will see in a moment. But Clive and Woollyback, thank you very much for playing in Duel tonight. I hope you both had heaps of fun here in the centre stage.
Great time, thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a very strong cup of tea and some medical attention now, I think.
Well, I'll let you go get on with that then. And Clive Woollyback, thank you very much for playing. We will catch you later. Clive, we certainly will be seeing you in the centre stage in a week's time from now. Take care, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. Good night. Right, let me quickly go over the results of this duel, how you all played out there. Let's quickly look at the results of the audience game. Whoa, Zeus! Zeus, my dude! Sorry, I'm using some Benisms there by saying my dude, but Zeus with the full 10 chips at the end of that. And you're not playing for tournament play? Well, then, okay. But congrats on that, Zeus. That would have been some immense duel score. But those that did survive, loads still surviving to the end there. Oren, Ralph, Me, BC, Tipster, Puzzledan, Cartquiz, Kjar, Shapes, Colo, Arlen Fetz, Jogging, Brand New Halo, Hex, all surviving all the way to the end of that question. Oren with 8 chips still in hand. Ralph, Me, BC was still with 7 chips in hand. That is some impressive plays, well, we will see how that all comes out in the balance. So let me go over to our title screen. I need to update one graphic thing first before we go over there, because we now know that entrance number 5 in the usual flow is Mr. Clive of Legend. That has now been edited. And I need to hit some buttons on the website, so give me a moment, folks, while I do that. Gonna recalc and recalc to make sure everything has been totted up. And Score, if you wish to, you may join me in the live studio as we discuss all of the details that are happening right now. We may be talking to Tipsy to try and verify everything. The finale deals will be seeded. That's why I mentioned earlier on that even though players that have guaranteed a qualified position, they need to still play for deal score, because having better deal score will seed them higher up, and when we actually get to forming the structure of the tournament, it'll be 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, etc, etc. So if you place higher, then you're going to be playing against someone theoretically with a lowest seed, so giving you better advantage in essence. Score, good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Everything is looking in order. There's been one minor modification needed tonight, but it's been dealt with.
Uh-huh.
And someone's helped with putting together a manual totting up of the final scores.
Okay, fantastic. So we've been doing some manual confirmation of the systems as well. That's what we like to see.
And it is all in line with the results we have now. So I'm happy to say that we have a result.
We have a result. We're good to go. Yes. All right. So, finalists as we currently have, Claire, BC, Samster, Mark and Clive are definitely through. We will sort them in a moment when we go through all of the deal score proper. But first of all, we need to find our first the three names that have qualified for a wild card position. I'm just sort of waffling because the music's still going on, Score, so I'm going to wait until the music is finished and then I will give you the floor. Can't wait for the Eurovision style scoreboards. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to make all of that happen, maybe me. But it is time to find out. Score, who's in?
Top to bottom or random order?
Random order, because then we can do deal score all together in again a sort of random order.
That's fair. So, I mean, yeah, like it's random for all of about 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, the first name that I can announce as having advanced through to the finals next week is AB Me 208.
Oh, wow. Me 208. Nicely done. You have one of the 3 wild card positions. You will see exactly to what end in a moment. But for now, congratulations. You are through to the finals. What's our second name?
The second name that I can say has earned... Okay, I'm not even going to try and drag this one out because this is the one that I think everyone's known for a few weeks. The second name I can announce is We Like Shapes.
Been absolutely storming on the board for weeks on end. Was in a very strong position going into this evening. So no doubt that Shapes was going to be probably one of the wildcard spots there. Congratulations, you do claim one of the spots. All right then, Score. What's the final spot? Who is through to the finals?
So, it is close.
Okay.
Based on the calculations that based on these calculations that I've done, it is very bloody close. The third, I will tell you how close once we're doing all the wrap up.
Yeah.
The last name I can say is Tipster.
Tipster is through to the finals. My God, wow. Well, I mean, Tipster's going to have a field day doing the video editing and also playing.
Yeah, just
congratulations, Tipster, on getting a wildcard spot. So then, I guess we'll need to crunch some numbers and I'll reorder them once we've got the numbers in place. So pick a name from these 8 here, Score, and then tell me what the deal score is, then I'll plug it in.
Oh, okay, we'll do it this way. Okay,
yeah.
I've got to pick a random number between 1 and 8. So, the first name is apparently AB Me, one of our dual score qualifiers.
AB Me, sure, okay.
Who has finished this phase on a score of 946 points.
946 deal score. Okie dokie. So, AB me, I'm just going to put you in theoretical first place for now as well. So let's drag you up to the top. You have 946 deal score. You are currently in seed 1.
Right, number between 1 and 7, random.org. The next person who I'm going to announce is Samster.
Samster, okay. Yep.
Ended this phase on 940 points.
Oh, just slightly under. Nice, okay.
There are loads of tight margins in this.
So look at that. Someone that guaranteed a spot, finishing below a wildcard spot there. Lovely. Only 6 deal score as well. Tight margins.
It is very tight margins. This one's not tight margin. The next name is Mark E54.
Okay. How big did it get then?
1,186.
Yeah, no doubt. Position 1, I think, on the leaderboard there for Mark. Congratulations there, Mark. You never know. You never know, but it looks pretty much a dead cert right now. Congratulations on some incredibly strong play across this qualifying phase.
Let's look to Claire. Claire finished on a score of 829.
829 deal score, so currently sits exactly where she is right now. I think that 829 clearly just from that one episode.
I can give you the breakdown if you like. She only competed in episode 1. The episode 4 final, and tonight she's not picked up that many points tonight.
Oh, okay. So
episode 1,
okay.
In episode 1 alone, however, she did score 640 odd.
So yeah, quite a few points there just for the singular episode. So maybe if there was another romp episode like that, then Claire would have been higher up the board. But hey, still, fourth place as it currently stands is a very good position. All right, who's next?
According to this, it is Tipster.
Tipster at the bottom of the board as it currently stands, yeah.
Tipster scored 945.
Oh, one below AB me? Are you kidding me?
1 point below AB me.
Bloody hell! Okay, score. We clearly tuned this deal score quite well this time round, didn't we? Bloody hell!
Yeah, it's tight. It's very tight at the top.
Jesus Christ! Okay, we've got 3 more places to seed here. BC, Clive, and Shapes. Where next?
Let's do Clive. Clive only got in tonight.
Okay. Clive guaranteeing a spot, but where?
He scored 676 points.
676, so below Claire as it currently stands. There we go. Yeah. Currently in seeded 6th position. All right.
At this point,
BC and Shapes then.
Again, everyone knows that Shapes was very high up, so I'll stop doing it randomly and make a interventing decision here.
Oh,
Shapes
okay. Producer's choice is this, yeah?
Producer's choice. Plugging the gap a little bit. 1,123 for Shapes.
Oh, pretty good, though. Wow. I didn't think it was going to be that tight at the top there. I thought maybe it was been thousands, 1,000 and something rather than 1,100. But no, that's really good. Shapes claiming 2nd place as it currently stands. But is BC going to cause an upset? So let's find out. What's BC's DS?
I don't think it's going to shock you who he ends up next to. BC scored. He's jumped up quite a bit tonight. 962.
962 is going to be adjacent to Amy. Me. There we go. But with seeding position there means they won't be playing directly in the opening matches there. But that there is our seeded order. So as it currently stands, it will be Mark facing off against Clive, Shapes facing off against Claire, Ben facing off against Samster, and then AB Me facing off against Tipster in the quarter-final phases of the dual finals. And that there is how it goes, I think. What are you saying, Scott?
Can I give shout-outs to the rest of the top 10?
Oh, yeah.
let's have because I think the rest of the top 10 deserve a shout out. The person who missed out on the last wildcard spot did so by 6. Ralph barely missing out there.
Ralph barely missing. Let's have a quick look. Actually, I can look at the other leaderboard proper. Let me take finalist screen off and put the automated leaderboard up, and we can see that Ralph 939 deal score there. Oh, wow. Wow, that is incredibly tight. Jesus. Not bad for someone who only played 3 of the 5 shows. Wow. That is very, very tight scores at the top there. I mean, you should all be incredibly proud of your gameplay here in the qualifying phase. It's incredible deal scores here, and the tight results at the top there are a testament to your incredible playing out there. Yeah, Cartquiz and Ralph were within 1 chip of being in a wild card spot. That's very true, because 1 chip is worth 15 deal score.
K-Jars was within 1 chip of being in a tie. Oh, no, actually, K-Jars was within 1 chip of it as well.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, very much
Dalton
so.
was within 1 chip. Dalton within 1 chip of tying.
Just not tight at all. Not tight at all at the top, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Believe it or not, it was tighter going into tonight. I mean, you saw the result, the provisional results this morning. There was literally between third place and 7th place, it was about 5 points.
So ridiculous.
Ludicrous going in. So, yeah, those are numbers.
Those are the numbers there, so congratulations to our finalists there. Let's go back to the finalist screen there. Mark, Shapes, BC, ABB, Tipster, Sapster, Claire and Clive. You are all through to the dual finals phase, quarterfinals starting next Wednesday at 8 p.m. sharp. Means we won't be having any warm-ups anymore, and the audience gameplay is now sort of locked out, but you are definitely more than welcome to play along in the audience to see how you would have done if it was still in regulation play. And maybe I'll throw out some dupes out there for those playing along in the audience gameplay while away. Whereas our final lists here, they get to try and earn up to £100 of my money that I've earned through streaming and that. Score, thank you very much for all of the number crunching and officiating here for this tournament. And there's still more officiating to be done in the finals phase for certain.
Still a fair amount to do.
But at least the number crunching part is pretty much done, because we're now just into a standard single elimination tournament. But you never know, you may hit some weird snag that we've never seen before in Duel. I hope not, but hey, it'll be interesting entertainment if we do. Win at the Bash's money. It very much is a case of that, G-Isons. Though it's more a case of win the money that you have thrown at me. In a weird collaborative fashion. Some of it is actually sort of mine as well in the pool, but yeah, it's a weird mix. Thank you again, Score. Thank you to all of you for participating in Duel Season 5. We still have let's say the finals to play out, and you're all more than welcome to play along in the audience side of things during those finals episodes as well. That's all happening next week. Wednesday and Friday will be an all Duel week.
Throws money at Ash.
Speaking of which, 100 bits theory, thank you for the 100 bits throwing money at me. So yes, it's an all Duel affair next week, Wednesday and Friday. We'll have four duels to play out on the Wednesday, and then 3 for the finals on the Friday. And that will be it for Duel Season 5. All done and dusted within 7 episodes, and then we'll be back to Quiz Night proper. Right, well, I haven't got anything for you on Friday. I am without streaming here because I will be gigging instead. I'm also going to be delaying the wheel spin until next time because it's a Genius Game watch along tonight. So I want to go straight over to doing that right now. You're more than welcome to join me in Discord for a bit of the watch along if you wish to watch a bit of Genius Game UK. I'll be over there in about 5 minutes time or so to get that all set up. And that's pretty much it from me right now. Thank you, absolutely thank you for everyone playing along in Duel this season. Thank you to all of the question writers for this season as well. Let me get the full list of names so that I don't feel embarrassed when I don't reel all the names off. I will go over to my official screen that tells me. Thank you to Ape, to Arun, to David, to Dogfish, to Lingo, to Jerry, to Oni, to Score, and I've also thrown a couple of questions in there as well into the mix. But thank you to all of the question writers for this tournament here. Been absolutely amazing. We've still got a bit more question writing to do because we've still got, like 70 plus questions, 80, 90, 100 plus questions to get ready for the finals. But hopefully, 7 duels to go. Lots of questions still to get ready. But hey, at least one of them, we only use one question out of the full stack. So we can recycle those a bit. But yeah, bit more to go still. And thank you to stackers as well. Ape, Arun, David, Oni, Score, and Dogfish also helping out on the stacking side of things. Okay. That's it for me this entire week. I will see you on Wednesday for the Duel Finals week. I'll see you over in Discord in a moment if you want the Genius Game watch along as well. Do we have anyone on Twitch to go and raid into? I'm just going to raid and dash. Let me see if I can find a raid target for us. We could just go and say hi to HUDs quickly. Yeah, we can go and say hi to HUDs very, very quickly, can't we? He's doing some spinball stuff to close out the stream, I think. Backpedal? No, I'm not going to backpedal. Instead, I'm going to. I think I'm going to talk about my Uranus. So. Let me find the. You can pick one of the answers from the Uranus question if you wish. All right, I'll give you all the options again. Where's the sheet gone? Oh, sheet. Where's my sheet? Yes. So you can pick one of these. You can post one of the answers. So you can have that, or you can have that, or you can have that. Or you can have that. Pick one of those as your raid message, whichever you wish. And we'll go and raid over into HUD 601 and hope that I don't get banned for potty language, but I should be fine. They're factual. I mean, one of them's not factual, but they're basically factual. Take care, folks. I'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you soon. Bye.